Hey everybody, welcome back to Starseed Oracle. Thank you for being here. Today I'm filming in the middle of eclipse season, and eclipses can be moments that feel a little bit like a time warp. They're very large catalyzing moments in our lives, or they can be, especially depending on where they fall in our charts, towards propelling us forward in a new direction, or moments of breakthrough where we're able to access parts of our past and offer healings. They are truly portals to whatever it is that our soul, it's almost like, I see them as like realigning ourselves with our soul's path in some way, because they are connected and feel very fated since they're connected to the nodes. And in that sense, I really thought it would be interesting to ask of past self and a future self messages or medicine that they want to offer you at this time, because we are kind of in this moment of like that time warp type energy. So that's what this reading is about today. And these cards here are actually a final message that I will share at the end with each of the groups. That's from your higher self. So that's what we're doing here today. Oh, and I really want to say, I just got this deck and I love it so much. I used it last week too. And both this week and last week, when I pulled these main cards, on the bottom of the deck, we had the solar eclipse card. And I've shuffled these very well. But it came through both times as bottom of the deck energy. And it just makes me feel like this October 2nd eclipse in Libra, which is the new moon. It is a solar eclipse. It's at, I believe, 10 degrees of Libra. So anyone with planets or placements around that degree, or in Aries around 10 degrees, this is a really large, experience moment for you. And for everyone too, for the collective. This is falling in everyone's chart in some way. So I'm just bringing that up as like an explanation point of this energy, that it really is pulling us forward to the next eclipse. And if you're watching this after that eclipse happens, that energy is just present in this moment while I'm filming this, and within these readings too. And so yeah, I'm hoping to really catalyze on this portal experience here, this energy of moving between times and getting some hopefully really good insights for y'all. So with that being said, I've got 3 piles today. Feel free to choose whichever pile or piles are calling to you, and pause the video if you need a little more time. And if not, I will see y'all shortly. Bye. Hey group 1, y'all chose this stone and these cards. I'm gonna set them over here for now, for the end. Today we are looking at a past and future self and getting messages during this eclipse season, but these messages are for whenever you're coming across this reading. Any medicine they want to offer at this time. I'm actually feeling really drawn for your group. This is the last group I'm filming for some reason. I just felt like that needed to happen. I don't know. Feeling like using the Starseed Oracle for your past self, which kind of makes me wonder if this is like actually a past life self, but we'll see. And you can take how the messages, however they are resonating for you. But yeah, let's see if there's anything a past version of you would like you to know that they want to offer to you at this time. And I have to say, I was just sitting, meditating before the group, and so loudly that song, Coming Around Again by Carly Simon just went in my head, which is like such an old song, but when I was like a child, there's like a little kids version of it where they sing the Itsy Bitsy Spider, and that was like such a song that was like played on repeat in my house. And that, like, I don't know, it's like if you're, I know nothing stays the same, but if you're willing to play the game, it'll be coming around again. And like, I do believe in love. Anyways, maybe that song's important to somebody watching this. But past self, is there anything that you specifically wish to share with my pile 1? few cards actually. Okay, we have Star Family, You're Not For Everyone, Cellular Healing, and Child of the Cosmos. Yeah. Whew. I feel like your past self is like, has been on a journey of their own. It gives me the sense of like a child who's born in this world and they clearly came in with a lot of information that they had to uncover or understand as they walked through this world, and it can be incredibly isolating and lonely. I just keep feeling like this is who you are. This is who we are. And yeah, just that acknowledgement of the journey. And this is so wild. Like, I just feel the younger self actually almost in a place of being a higher self or being like a future self because of how much wisdom that they have. Maybe this is kind of like that thing of, you know, we come into our soul's experience and it's like a process of forgetting, but how wise some children can be because they like haven't completely forgotten yet past experiences. And I actually feel like your younger self is very much remembered past experiences of lives they had in other places, or the people who were important to them, like the Star Family, that they knew that they were loved and had a lot of just deep connections and support and care, and they weren't ever separated. They had that knowing coming in, and maybe it's something that was forgotten over time by you, and they're just wanting to kind of tap you on the shoulder and remind you that you aren't ever alone, and that those experiences are even happening right now still in the present, and those souls, whoever they are very much with you on your journey here. They really want you to not be afraid to come back into a place where that's something that you remember, even if it makes you feel a little bit like it's stepping too far out of your comfort zone. There's something about your younger self really wanting you to step out of your comfort zone a little bit, especially when it comes to these sorts of things. Like, this might be a little bit like too immaterial or like too cosmic for you, unless you're like, you know, you got a lot of Aquarian energy or something in your chart and you're like, yeah, I totally resonate with this. But if that's not the case, I feel regardless, your younger self is sort of like nudging you to investigate a little bit more there, because it is a part of your story and a part of your truth that is very significant, and they have a lot of information that they can be sharing with you if you want to tap in with it, is what I'm getting here. And they're not really giving me this sense that like of urgency or that thing of you have to follow a destiny or anything like that. It's more just like, this is available to you. I want you to know. Like, we have access to this and I'm here to share it with you, is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. It's not like you have to follow your destined path or something. It's just like, we're weird and we have a long history that maybe you're unaware of right now. And it's ours, and it's really significant and beautiful, and I want you to be aware of that. Yeah, and mainly also that like not being alone situation. So if you are in a place in life where you're feeling sort of lonely, that tapping in with this younger self, like they want to be sort of ushering you into this understanding, this deeper understanding of just how not alone that you are in this cosmic experience, and what might be available to you that you are just not aware of right now when it comes to that. Let's see if any messages want to come through these cards too from your younger self here. Yeah, they want to have a heart-to-heart with you. Alright, and we have opposition and where you see where it is but don't know where it is. This is giving me the sense that maybe you've felt this, or you do understand parts of this, but haven't necessarily, like maybe you felt a little bit of resistance or opposition to it, or things that you believe have made it difficult to go there. So this feels like a gentle, like, hey, if you want to have a heart-to-heart, I am available for that conversation, coming from a younger self here. Yeah, and also this opposition card is making me think that it's okay if these experiences that you feel come from some other past life or something, like don't align with what other people believe as their cosmology or their understanding of how things work, and that it doesn't, like, it can just be yours, right? And it can be something that you don't even have to share with people, right? It's like, I think this heart to heart is like your younger self is just saying, I'm a safe space for you to dive into this. And especially if you have been having this intuitive understanding that this might be the case for you, or that there's information here for you of things that you have felt over the course of your life are true for you, that it is absolutely available. So I'm going to draw a couple cards too from your future self here. What deck do I want to use for future self? Kind of feeling the uncommon tarot here. All right. So for the future self of pile 1, messages, medicine, future self. of Swords, Ten of Coins, and the Four of Cups. I really feel like with this Four of Cups, it's a reiteration of like, here's that message that's been kind of trying to come your way that maybe you felt a little bit indifferent to or just not ready to hear yet. But it is the key to kind of unlocking, stepping into this energy of just like embodied wisdom, truth, your own truth, integrity, spiritual enlightenment, fierce independence, being that which is attracting all that you're meant to experience in this life with the Ten of Coins, including family, maybe having children too. Is this like, has the little lion cubs on here? Yeah, I feel your future self is really like, if this is the energy that they are within, it's kind of this promise of following the path of actually looking and receiving this cup of emotional intelligence is what I just heard. So that's interesting. And I was being drawn earlier to like the light and kind of the heart center of this Child of the Cosmos card. Also sort of in the solar plexus, but yeah, like letting, I don't know, I'm just sensing like letting the emotions be your guide. And this actually is tied as well, physical and emotional healing. That's a part of this journey as well. And that there is healing available to maybe even wounds that you had in other lifetimes. If you're willing to just kind of drink from the cup of knowledge. I don't know. Is this kind of like Garden of Eden situation here happening? I don't know. But the knowledge here, like, is offering this ability. It just feels like spiritual wisdom coming through you, flowing through you, and being part of what is creating a very rooted and loving and deeply intertwined, interconnected, and stable family situation in this lifetime, regardless of what that looks like to you, right? Chosen family, blood family, children, pets, whatever that looks like. It all feels a part of it and very significant and important. So I think both your past self and future self are both calling to you to look a little bit deeper into kind of what you would what could be considered like your soul origins or past life situation, experiences that your soul may have had beyond this world, because there are things there that you maybe wanted to remember but just haven't yet, and it's going to be part of what's helping you step into this energy. Yeah. I want to see what these are. I got these cards to represent a message from your higher self as well. I don't even remember what they are anymore. It's been a minute. So yeah, let's look at these. We have Void of Course Moon with Missing and Grand Trine Blessings. Wow. Yeah, like if you are in this place of like, this just totally feels like that missing home situation and missing a cosmic home and not really understanding, or like having a longing that is misunderstood but that tapping in with that is where the blessings are going to come from, and where that family is going to kind of show up for you more is in the remembering, and then in the creation in this lifetime of that, because like that you're not for everyone card, right? Like being more honest about that is going to draw in the people who are meant to be in your life. I think your higher self is really acknowledging the journey and the isolation and the loneliness, but that at the same moment, it's what is pulling you towards the blessing of connection, and of reuniting with those people in this lifetime. It feels like such a gift that maybe you don't really see coming right now. And it's a deep encouragement to keep going, no matter where you are within this, on this path of discovery and of self-discovery, and to not lose hope or faith that at what is truly available to you in terms of through deeper self-investigation, coming to places of more awareness around these past lives and experiences that you came in here remembering. I'm thinking dreams as well, to pay attention to your dreams and what's coming through. But like maybe the dreams you've been having are actually like secret blessings trying to reveal themselves to you or remind you of this place that you're missing, or the souls that you're missing, because they are being carried through in this life and they are with you. Yeah, this eclipse, particularly the one we just had in Pisces, like this feels like a very Pisces reading, and just going into those places of like the collective unconscious and deeper states of feeling, like deeper emotional feeling states, to tap in with a sense of timelessness and maybe yourself in other places and times. So I just wonder, like that was the first eclipse in Pisces that we've had, and it'll be about like another year and a half, I think, of those. It might be a very fruitful time for you to kind of begin these heart-to-hearts with that past and the future version of yourself who are wanting to share information with you, and yeah, offer some guidance too, is kind of how this feels, of like ways to move forward, to find your way but not feel so like burdened by a sense of longing or loss or abandonment. Yeah, and really be able to like move into this, into the blessings that are meant for you in this particular lifetime. Okay, group one, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me, for sharing your energy. Thank you to your past and future selves for showing up today with this message, with these messages. And yeah, I'm sending a lot of blessings through this eclipse portal, and hopefully I'll see y'all at another reading sometime. Bye. Hey, group two. Y'all chose the shell here and these cards. I'm going to set these over here for the end. So we're looking at messages or medicine from a past and future version of you today. So I just kind of want to get right into it. I'm feeling called to use the uncommon tarot from messages from my younger self right now. So for the collective who is watching pile 2, what would a younger version of them, medicine they like to offer, messages, what would they like to say to my viewers watching pile 2 today? Flew over the flame. Gladly not into the flame. 9 of coins and justice. I really get the sense right now that your younger self is so happy to see you getting your just due, whatever that means to you. Yeah, and like really moving into this place of such beautiful self-expression and coming into your own, being more like financially or materially abundant in your life right now. There's this like, I just feel like this past self is like, yeah, like we finally did it, or like it's actually happening. There's a leveling out that has been going on, or is going on, or will soon to be going on. And your past self is so happy about it. So that is really what I'm getting the sense of here. Yeah, they just feel like, I just feel like it's a very proud feeling of this part of you, because they feel as if you've worked really hard for this, and like they're just like wanting to see you smile and satisfied in this way. Just like, yes, that heals me too, is kind of what I'm hearing. They're just very happy to see you shining right now. It's like our past selves are so good at acknowledging us because they really understand where we've come from, right? So I think in that sense as well, this is a big like opening from your past self, that like, please do not forget where we came from, and to always stay connected to them, because they were always rooting for you, and they still are, and they always will be, is what I'm getting here. You're like a light. You're their light. This present version of you has been that lighthouse. Like whatever you visioned, like you've been moving towards it. And they're just so grateful. I'm gonna pull. Oh my god. Okay. This is funny. I like moved all these up here, or I can reach for them, but then they're kind of all over the place. So let's try this again. I was going to get a different deck, and then this one fell out. I actually think I still am. I'm going to use the modern Nirvana Oracle. I'll see what else your past self wants to say right now. What other messages here I'd like to offer you? your younger self, past self, is really pointing to the ways that you really did have been doing your best to come from a place of kindness in all of the situations that made it difficult for you to reach this place, and the reason why they're so proud of you and like are just happy that things seem to be turning a corner here. Really saying too that this journey that you've been on has been a part of you being able to release attachment to suffering, being able to make it through life in a way that is truly evolving you as a soul further in this lifetime, by being able to reach more equanimity of like not letting things sway you as much, and being able to return to kindness again and again, towards self and others, even if it was really challenging. And I really get the sense too that this is something this version of you, this younger self, actually learned themselves, and are saying to please continue to utilize that as you step into this like glowing, radiant moment, and that it is their gift to you too. This like deeply embodied, heart-centered kindness is their gift from whatever wounds were created through the experiences that were gone through from this past self. And they just don't want you to forget that that will forever exist within you. And that it's not just a gift for you, but it is a gift that you share with others. And that can actually be much more impactful, or just more so impactful now that you are not necessarily scrambling as much in the material or facing as much adversity in the material. Like this can be integrated more and shared in such a powerful way, and to just not forget that. Yeah, with like the red and blue standing out to me, of just thinking of like that rooted, coming from a rooted place and speaking your truth and experiences out, and that being of service to other people in a way that really can touch other people's hearts and offer them a new perspective as well on life and wherever they might be. So I want to get into what your future self might wish to share right now. I'm just thinking of what deck to use. I actually kind of just want to use the messages deck right now. So, for pile 2, for a future version who wants to come through, what messages do you have for those watching pile 2 right now? Future self, pile 2. And this can be in the very far future self. This could be your future self next week after eclipse season. It's really open, so we don't know who's going to come through, but whatever future version of you is really wanting to offer you a message right now is the one we are tapping in with. So, okay, let's see. I'm gonna shuffle again. It's funny, like maybe came out first, and that was the card I really noticed, so I'm gonna leave that. Might be something that you're wondering right now, and your future self doesn't fully want to let you know about it. Alright, let's see. Let's try And another message from my future self to pile 2. Again, my elusive, another elusive card where you see where it is but don't know where it is. And unification coming through here. Lean on me and big cat energy along with prismatic awareness. All right, let's just check. Yeah. What I'm getting from this is your future self is in a place right now where they are very much embodying this big cat energy, which is sort of like in charge of their environment is what I'm getting. And like, this will be different for everyone and what you would actually relate to that. But whatever you're kind of thinking when you think of that, like, I'm really thinking of someone in a powerful position or just with a lot of self-agency and feeling very in control of their surroundings and very powerful. I feel like your future self is embodying that because of the way they've been able to experience unification, like from what I've been talking about here, of the past experiences into their present moment. And like not forgetting this piece that we just talked about. And I get this sense that they're almost saying like, you're asking the wrong question. Like if you were wondering if you came in like with a certain question for your future self, they're sort of like being a little cheeky about this and like, maybe that could be, or like this, yeah, where you see where it is but don't know where it is. Like they're sort of saying like, if you were to tap into this prismatic awareness of being able to see things in different lights from different perspectives, higher perspectives, from past perspectives, tapping into other parts of you, that you would know the answer. And if you're confused, to just lean on them more. Like this isn't something that I can necessarily like give you some answer about through this reading, is kind of what I'm getting the sense with. But they're saying like, you are at a place right now where those answers can come to you if you lean on them and where they're coming from, where they're able to tap more into this very empowered state, from this empowered state, because they're able to more easily look at things from many different angles and experience life in a more unified way where that just like comes easily to them. So interesting. Let's see what the last card is here. This was going to be a message from your higher self. So yeah, let's see what they have to say. We have Leo, I will, and earth element stability. So this is totally in line with everything that came through. And also this big cat energy. I love that that is here too. I feel like this is your higher self really offering you recognition of how much you are shining right now, or will be very, very soon. And not just in this way of like, you're all consumed by the material and you're gonna step into the spotlight because it's all about, you know, being the best in like a kind of ego-driven way. This feels very much like an acknowledgement of you are succeeding and finding stability in the material because you are finding this way to like embody that powerful big cat energy where you are radiating from within because of what you've been through on this journey. So there's definitely a like sort of pat on the back or greater acknowledgement and affirmation from your higher self right now about that. And of this particular moment, like really seizing this moment and utilizing the things that are coming through as you're starting to attract more through how much you're shining to help you gain more stability in the physical, and to maybe be looking at the different ways that you can do that. I'm just thinking like this Lean On Me card is really making me feel like actually spending some time tapping in with the energy of this future self and your higher self might help you figure out ways to further move forward that level of stability in the material for you, because I sense like a lot of success coming your way or recognition coming your way, and they want you to like catalyze on that, and that you totally deserve it and are worthy of it, and are worthy of it being something that can sustain you into the future, that this is something that's truly meant for you and that is going to support you in building this legacy that is coming from such a place of like heart-centered shine. I don't know. That really benefits everyone. It's like that Leo, like if you're shining, then if you shine, then everyone's gonna shine sort of situation is how I feel the energy for sure. Yeah, that's really sweet. What a lovely message to come through at the end here. So with that, I will leave this reading here. Thank you to all of you who watched and for sharing your energy and spending time here. I hope that this was helpful or supportive. Sending a lot of blessings through this eclipse portal that we're going through right now, and much love to your past self, to your future self, and your higher self for all coming through to offer their insight and wisdom to you right now. And yeah, I will hopefully see you in another reading. Thank you so much. Bye. Hey group 3, welcome to your reading. I'm going to set this aside. Y'all chose this stone here and this card. Just put this over here for now. We'll look at that at the end. So today we are looking at messages from a past and a future self. And these can be offerings of medicine or just messages that you might need to hear from them right now. Or also I think we're going to ask if they have anything that they need from you in this moment as well. So I kind of just want to get into it. I'm actually filming your pile first for some reason. I was called to do that. So I want to use this deck for past self. So for the collective watching pile 3 today. Does their past self medicine message do they have for the folks watching, to my viewer watching pile 3 here? Pile 3. When I was meditating on your group, I was seeing like running through a maze, and there's a vision I had once of not necessarily a maze, but being like in a well underground and trying to figure out how to get out of it, and then essentially just being placed outside of it and that being completely filled in, and it's like never to be able to get down there again. And it's sort of like that moment of epiphany where you're like, why did I think that that was my barrier, that I couldn't actually climb out of it, or that I even had to climb out of it, that the well was even a thing that I had to climb out of. This reading gives me this sense with like the Ace of Stones with the devil, especially with this devil card having like wings that aren't even like real, like it looks like they're sort of strapped onto this figure, that like whatever dreams like that you've had in the material, like a past self, that it's sort of like really left you kind of feeling chained to your material environment in a way that was like not necessarily supportive of your dreams. And I see this past self being really grateful to you for the work that you've been doing to kind of bring more visionary, this made me feel like a visionary energy. It could be a spiritualizing energy, just the ability to see beyond your material world in a way that you're able to then become more of a master of it, right? It's like blending both the material and the immaterial so that you can create more of what feels aligned to your spirit and your heart. So this gives me a sense of like dreams that have really shifted because of this experience of like running a rat race maybe, or like being in that maze and then suddenly having this like, I don't need to be in that maze anymore. So I feel, or like, why did I think the maze was the only way to experience life? So I feel your past self is really, in this moment, offering you gratitude for the journey that you've been on to kind of get yourself out of that situation, and for the bravery to actually have hope in a new dream and to start believing in things beyond what you can see with just your eyes, and how that's actually helped them in the past. And I think they're also saying that they are still available to you. Like with this Ace of Stones, right? This is Ace of Pentacles energy. It is a very rooted, grounded energy. And I think that they're offering that to you in this moment too, that you can actually step back into the past in those moments when you felt a sort of mastery, even though you may have been trapped within the confines of the material. There was a way that you had a lot of energy that was being put towards it in a very empowered way, whether that would have been for a short time or not, before it sort of became something else. I think this is telling me your past self is really like, you know, call upon me if you need to be reminded of how to move in that world, right? And like, we can blend together our knowledge, right, of the journey here to kind of support any new dreams and visions that are coming that are way more heart-centered and emotionally fulfilling and feel much more aligned with where you are now. Yeah, I want to grab a message just from oh hey, wow, look at that. Just fell out from a totally different deck. Clearly that wanted to be seen. Wow, that feels like relevant to what I'm saying. It's sort of like whatever dreams you had became a place of emptiness and was actually having to follow the emptiness, having to follow the this is just making me think of like how beautiful the void can be at times. I know it's also terrifying, and I'm like staring into the solar eclipse energy card. I just put it there for inspiration that we're heading into. It's like the way that experiencing a feeling of emptiness can be both terrifying and holy at the same time. And I think this to me is your younger self saying to please step into the emptiness in an empowered way and in a loving way, a self-loving way, to not be afraid, to know that they're with you in that moment. And whatever they experienced here has an opportunity to be healed if you are willing to be present in the emptiness, to find comfort in that experience, which is really just when everything falls away and we understand that we are all, you know, we are in that void. It's definitely pointing towards experiencing oneness, and that can be not just like a blissful state, but also that very hollowed out, colder sort of experience. So I think that your younger self is just really wanting to be encouraging you to maybe go a little bit further, and know that they support you in that, and that it's helping you move forward, to be able to tap into that energy a little bit more. So, okay, that was interesting turn of events here. So let's see if your younger self has anything else they want to bring up, or any other messages for you. So, collective watching, pile 3, messages from their younger self. Anything else they want to say? So much. Let's just do the ones that flipped over here. Wow, yeah. So that prismatic awareness makes me feel like it's a little different than the void. It's more like multidimensional, like awareness of yourself as this being that is not just of the material or of the immaterial, but are a blend of both, right? The soul, you have soul both times, radiance and recognition. This is really feeling like the more you can pull and bring in your younger self, a past self. I'm also being guided to say this could be a past life version of you as well. But take it however you're resonating with this right now. This is making me feel like they're really saying the more you are welcoming them and recognizing them and allowing them as part of your experience, the deeper into soul recognition and soul radiance you can go. That they are, it's like a mutually beneficial thing where I feel like they're being uplifted as they're supporting you being uplifted. It's again like this imagery in this alchemist card is so on point for that expression, absolutely, of the present and the past coming together. And perhaps the vision out the eyes being something from a future self, which we will get to. Let's go ahead and pull for your future self, and then if anything else wants to like be spoken of from a younger self, then we'll get back to it. So for the future self, I'm gonna grab the archetypes here. So the collective, watching pile 3. Medicine, more messages to their future selves. What do they have for them right now? What they like to say. This is really interesting to have the stones, the Philosopher's Stone come out, but to have also the Ace of its stones in this deck. Wow, we have the Flame and the Judge here. I feel your future self is really in line with this past self and has understood whoever part of you in the future is coming through. They have totally understood the importance and just have come to a place of deep gratitude and understanding of how significant this past version of them has been in their progression in life. It feels like this part of self has reclaimed it with this, like the flame here and the radiance coming through in recognition. It's like, I really get the sense that this part of you has come through and understands, has come more into their divine radiance on many levels, and perhaps even recognition in the physical. The stone, with it being the Philosopher's Stone, really reminds me again of the Alchemist too, and the idea of like bridging the material and the spiritual in a way that is of the flame, right? Like of that return to the emptiness and return to like that constant cycle between nothingness and then being a creator, right? Like walking that line. And with the Judge here, this is interesting to me. Maybe this is saying something like you're in the future now a better judge of when to fall into either of those things, to where you are not feeling stagnant, or like you're using your life force energy for things that are not actually aligned with you. Like I feel in this weird sense like energetically, because you're so aware in this future version of self, that you're really good at discerning and supporting other people through your judgments. I wouldn't say that, I'm not saying that in a negative way, but like your supportive judgments that you offer others, because it truly is coming from this like ignited flame and recognition of the divine within, and from a genuine place where you have a lot of wisdom and understanding to offer. I'm feeling called to get a card from the Thoth deck. Hold on. Just want to see if yourself has anything else they would like to say. Oops. Oh, it's really good. The Five of Pentacles and the Prince of Cups. So what does this even look like up here? Oh, I do have room. Sorry, I'm not paying attention. If you're having any fear of scarcity right now or doubt, I think your future self is just wanting to come through that support, healing around these things is coming. The fact that they fell on the Ace of Pentacles over here also makes me feel like this process again of reclaiming some of this past self really might support you materially as well. Yeah, so I just feel this is advice literally to move through worry, or that you don't have to worry, that there is higher reasoning as well for the things going on in the material, whatever they may be. But yeah, this is Knight of Cups energy. So I think there is solace. That's a word I keep hearing when I'm looking at this. Solace to any material woes that you're experiencing, and to continue to look to the past for any insight into that as well, like from what we have already brought up in the reading. Yeah, it just feels like loving messages that might be on their way to you, maybe even through eclipse season, regarding ways that you have felt kind of defeated or in a place of just feeling overwhelmed, or kind of, I don't know if rock bottom would be what I would say in a material world sense, but that phrase just came up for me, so I'll say it. But it might just be that you're struggling with this feeling of kind of defeat when it comes to material world things, and this is a reminder to not get caught up again in that kind of devil understanding of the experience, and to be reminded as well how far you have come to really become this alchemist, right? Like with this philosopher's stone, like that you are well on your way to an experience that is much more about cultivating and like a feeling of satisfaction, of deep emotional healing and presence and love with others, consistently, in a way where the material woes that go on become less and less of an issue, if that makes sense, and are more easily overcome, because the fives are, this isn't like something that isn't easy to change. The fives are change, so you might just be in like a period of great movement, or just a lot going on in your material world that's challenging right now. So I think they just wanted to offer that. And with that, I just want to pull this final card that I got from you. That's from your higher self. So yeah, let's see what they wanted to say here. Oh, wow. Yeah, perfect. So we have ninth house with faith and the number 33. So the number 33 might be important to you. You might take a look right now at your ninth house to see if what sign is there, what planets are in that house, for any insight into what came through the reading today. And yeah, this is like totally in line with that last message, especially, and just saying like to hold faith in where you're going, and that sometimes like you are kind of feeling your way through, right? Moving between that experience of nothingness and then being the creator again. Sorry. I'm just gonna have some tea. Yeah, so your higher self is really acknowledging that the things that you put your faith in are really important and significant. I'm just kind of being drawn to, like, there's the astrology symbols, like, in the hand, and then there's a Ouija board. I don't know. I think in a way it's also pulling back to the fact that, like, believing in our own core essence and, like, returning to the flame versus necessarily needing to put all of our faith in something outside of us or even in esoteric systems, right? Like, is sometimes the best option. And, like, the number 33 being connected to, like, Christ consciousness is coming up for me when I'm thinking of this, and unity consciousness. So this to me is like a message from your higher self to just be clear about the things that you're putting your faith in, or, like, yeah, like, what truly is gonna hold that for you. And, like, for me personally, I know tapping into that space of unconditional love, tapping into that place where all is one, right? Like, that's the thing that I can hold faith in over most other things. So yeah, that's what I'm getting through that. So okay, group 3, this was really interesting. Thank you for being here today for this reading. I hope that this was supportive right now. I send so many blessings through this eclipse season, and I will see y'all next time.